There are two cycles happening inside your arteries right now. One is building plaque quietly and steadily year after year, decade after decade. The other is dissolving and removing the plaque, sending it out through your liver. Most doctors only talk about slowing the first plaque building cycle down. Almost nobody talks about activating the second cycle. I'm a physician. I have advanced plaque in my carotid arteries and still have advanced plaque in my coronary arteries, up to 77% blockage. And I activated the second cycle. My imaging CT scans show it is working. I will show you exactly how the body reverses plaque, why almost everything you've been told ignores this mechanism, and what you can do starting today. Your body has a garbage removal system for cholesterol in the plaque. It's called reverse cholesterol transport, RCT, and is the most important cardiovascular concept you've never heard of. Here's how plaque forms. Endothelial cells of the blood vessel lining, they get damaged. This allows LD particles to enter easily through the arterial wall. They get oxidized. That sends a signal to the immune system, and it sends its army called macrophages, who rush in to clean them up. But they become foam cells. They start to accumulate, they start to be inflammatory, and they become plaque. For decades, medicine has focused almost entirely on lowering LDL to slow the first step down. Less fuel going in. But here's what research tells us. You can also accelerate the removal system, clearing out the cholesterol from the plaque. HDL cholesterol is a particle that does this work. That's why it's framed as good cholesterol, but not all HDL. Specifically, small pre-beta HDL particles act as a shuttle bus. They approach a foam cell buried in your arterial wall. On the surface of that foam cell is a transporter called ABCA1. That transporter opens and loads cholesterol onto the HDL particle. A second transporter, ABCG1, loads even more onto the HDL particle, which carries its cargo of cholesterol from the plaque back to the liver to be excreted. There, through a receptor called SRB1, it offloads the cholesterol. The liver converts it into bile salts and excretes it. The cholesterol leaves your body. That's the reverse cholesterol transport cycle, and that's what I'm trying to maximize. Before I tell you what blocks the system, I want to tell you about one food that amplifies this HDL cholesterol molecule to transport cholesterol out of the plaque. I've talked about it many times. There are studies on this. Avram in Israel has studied pomegranate juice for over 25 years. Pomegranate has polyphenols. These are antioxidants, and these bind to the HDL particles in the circulation. They activate an enzyme called peroxidase 1, PON1 for short. PON1 is the enzyme that rides on the HDL and determines how functional, how effective that HDL actually is. When PON1 is active, it upregulates that transporter system, which you call ABCA1 and ABCG1, on the macrophages, meaning more cholesterol output, efflux, and these transporters open up. Clinical study in patients with carotid artery stenosis, that's in the neck, plaque in the neck, found that pomegranate juice daily for 12 months increased PON1 activity by 83%. And it reduced LDL oxidative state by 90%. So I'll link to that study in the description notes. I take 50 ml of pure, cold-pressed, organic pomegranate juice once or twice a day at the end of the meal. This pomegranate juice, people ask me for labels, Red Crown or Lakewood. Then I walk for 15 to 30 minutes. There are three things, though, that block reverse cholesterol transport more than anything else. Number one, saturated fat. Saturated fat reduces the function of ABCA1 and SRB1. less transport of the cholesterol out of the plaque, less removal, and therefore plaque can't regress. Number 2, physical inactivity. Exercise upregulates apolipoprotein A1, the protein scaffold that builds the high-density lipoprotein, which we call HDL. More ApoA1 means more shuttle buses. Number 3, insulin resistance. When your cells are insulin resistant, the ABCA1 transporter is suppressed, out of service. Foam cells cannot offload their cholesterol. The plaque stays. So let me show you my own numbers. On CT angiography with clearly AI analysis, it showed I had a 77% stenosis or blockage in my D1 artery, the first diagonal branch off my left anterior descending artery. My D1 is anatomically dominant, meaning it's bigger than my LAD, roughly double the size of a typical diagonal branch. I also have a 55% stenosis in my ramus intermedius. It's a smaller blood vessel, but still significant blockage. The number that matters most is not the percent stenosis, it's the FFR, which stands for fractional flow reserve. FFR measures the pressure ratio across the blockage. Below 75% means significant ischemia, meaning lack of blood flow, and stenting is often recommended. At or above 80%, it's functionally low normal. My FFR and that main blockage in my D1 was 75%, borderline stentable. 5 months of my dietary exercise intermittent fasting protocol, my FFR improved from 75% stentable to 80% low normal. It's low normal functional flow, therefore no stent needed, no procedure, so my protocol is working. My bilateral CMIT, the arterial thickness in my carotid arteries, reduced by 53% in just 3 months. You can see my results in this video. How did I do this? Well, 1, I eliminated all saturated fats, all oils, not just meat, not just seafood, olive oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, anything that had oil in the ingredient list, I eliminated from my diet. I also eliminated anything with saturated fats like nuts, avocados, coconuts. Every gram of saturated fat blunts the ABCA1 transporter. The Esselstyn protocol targets under 25 grams of total fat per day from whole food plant sources only. Number 2, eat a whole food plant-based diet. 3 full meals from whole food plant sources and eat your leafy greens 6 times a day with balsamic vinegar. This activates the endothelial cells and the nitric oxide as well to support the health of the blood vessels. Leafy greens, 1/3 cup each time, 6 times a day, boiled or steamed, dressed with balsamic vinegar, lemon juice, or apple cider vinegar, and chew them thoroughly. Number 3, pomegranate juice, 50 mils once or twice per day at the end of the meal. Then walk for 15 to 30 minutes to work off the glucose from that juice. Number 4, exercise at intensity where you're out of breath. Target at least 60 to 80% of your maximum heart rate. Just huffing and puffing short of breath. You should be able to speak in short sentences, but not hold a conversation, to just not being able to speak. Try to do this minimum 30 minutes per day, 3 times per week. Number 5, intermittent fasting. No meal for 16 hours. Eat in an 8-hour window. If you do the green 6 times a day with vinegar, 1 hour before the eating window and 1 hour after the eating window, the benefits of a slightly longer intermittent fasting is okay too. That extends your window to 10 hours while keeping full fat metabolism in the fast. So subscribe and share this with someone you love. You could save your life or you could save a loved one's life. For my full reversal protocol weekly newsletter, sign up at ham.com. These videos save lives. Like, subscribe, share it with someone you love, and ask your questions below. Together, we will save lives. For my up-to-date learnings and more, visit me at ham.com.